All right, let's jump right into it. This week, we've got a Premier League matchup that's got us all kinds of excited here at Tipsmodo. Tottenham taking on Manchester City.
And for good reason. You've got Tottenham with a chance to make history. They could snag a treble over both Manchester clubs in a single season.
Not to mention, Man City's got to fight tooth and nail to hold on to their spot in the top four. It's going to be intense, and we're going to break down everything you need to know to make some winning bets with us at Tipsmodo.
Absolutely, we will.
Tottenham, they had a bit of a rough start to the season, didn't they? Remember all that talk about them maybe, facing relegation?
Oh, yeah, those were some dark days for Spurs fans. But wow, have they turned things around? 3 wins in a row, including that incredible comeback against Ipswich Town, 4-1 final score.
A statement win if I've ever seen one. And think about this. If they can take down Man City, that'd be F4UR straight wins. First time they've pulled that off since way back in October of 2023. So what's behind this sudden surge?
Well, a few things, but gotta give credit to the return of some key players from injury. Plus, their home turf, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's become a real fortress. 3 clean sheets in their last 4 home games, and they've scored in 18 straight matches there.
It's intimidating, that's for sure. But speaking of intimidation, Man City, they haven't been looking quite as dominant as we're used to seeing, huh?
Not even close, really. 3 losses in their last 4 across all competitions. Take that recent 2-0 loss to Liverpool, for example. It really exposed some weaknesses, especially with their star striker, Erling Haaland, sidelined.
Haaland being out, that's a major factor we're tracking closely at Tixmodo, by the way.
Yeah.
Definitely something to keep in mind if you're thinking of placing a bet. Man City, they're barely hanging on to that top 4 spot as it is. Depending how other matches shake out, they could end up in 6th place.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of shakiness, let's not forget their away record, specifically at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They've already lost twice to Spurs on their home turf this season. 4-0 in the Premier League, 2-1 in the EFL Cup. Not exactly confidence-inspiring for City fans, I'd say.
No kidding. All right, well, let's dive into some team news, because this is where we might find some real betting advantages.
Yeah.
Tottenham first. They're still dealing with a pretty hefty injury list, right?
That they are. 6 players definitely out, including Ben Davies. They're giving him a bit of load management.
Oh, hold on. Load management. Now, I know our diehard fans are familiar with that, but for those who aren't, what exactly does that mean?
It's all about being strategic, you know? Teams are getting smarter about managing their players' workloads. It helps prevent injuries, keeps players fresh for crucial games, especially with the crazy packed schedules these guys have to deal with these days.
Smart move. Okay, so besides Davies, we know Redo Dragusin, Dominic Solanke, Richarlison, Christian Romero, and Mickey Van de Ven are all still sidelined.
But hey, there's a silver lining. Timo Werner could be back on the bench, maybe. Looks like he's recovered from that hamstring issue.
And even better, James Maddison and Pedro Porro are back in the starting lineup. I'm thinking they'll probably replace Mathis Tell in one of the fullbacks.
Right.
And let's not forget about Brennan Johnson. The guy's on fire right now. He's almost guaranteed to start up front with Dejan Kulusevski and Son Heung-min. That's a pretty fierce attacking trio.
Oh, yeah, that's a lineup that can cause some serious trouble. Now, on the Man City side, the elephant in the room is, of course, Erling Haaland. That knee injury is a big question mark. We're still crunching the numbers at Tipsmodo, but it's a toss-up whether he'll be fit enough to play.
Yeah, his presence, or lack of it, is going to have a huge impact on the match. Just imagine this. If Haaland plays and manages to score, he'd become just the 2nd player ever, after Harry Kane, to hit 10 goals at home and 10 away goals in 3 Premier League seasons in a row. Talk about consistency.
Incredible, isn't it? Really makes you appreciate what a game changer he is. Makes his potential absence even more significant. And it's not just Haaland, unfortunately. They're missing some crucial midfielders, too. Rodri, Oscar Bob, Manuel Akanji, and John Stones are all out.
Yikes, that's a lot of firepower missing. So who steps in to fill Haaland's massive shoes?
Omar Marmoush might get the nod. He's been looking sharp, especially after that hat-trick against Newcastle. We might see him leading the attack. Another interesting one to watch is Kevin De Bruyne. Guardiola might decide to give him a rest. He's a master of strategically managing his key players' minutes.
Keeps him fresh for the long haul. Okay, let's talk potential lineups for a second. What do we think we'll see when those teams take the field?
Well, for Tottenham, our analysis points to Vicario in goal, Porro, Gray, Danso, and Spence across the back line, midfield trio of Maddison, Bentancur, and Sarr, and then up front, that dynamic trio we talked about, Kulusevski, Johnson, and Son.
And for Man City, what do you think?
We're thinking Ederson in goal. Defense of Lewis, Kusanov, Diaz, and Gvardiol. Gonzalez and Kovacic holding down the midfield. Savinho, Silva, and Daku providing that creative spark. And then maybe Marmoush leading the charge up top. But hey, before we get too carried away, remember folks, if you really want to take your football knowledge and betting game to the next level, Tipsmodo is the place to be.
That's right. We're talking the best odds, exclusive promotions, and most importantly, insights you can trust. We've got a whole team of experts who live and breathe this stuff, and we're using cutting-edge data analysis to bring you the very best tips.
That we are. All right, so let's talk about Tottenham's home field advantage. They've been incredibly strong at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we think this could be a real difference maker in this match.
Yeah, you can't ignore that. And it's not just about the wins, right? It's the way they've been winning at home.
Exactly. They've been playing this high-pressing, aggressive style that's been really effective. They disrupt opponents, win the ball back quickly, and the crowd really gets behind them. It creates this electric atmosphere that can be really intimidating for visiting teams. We've definitely factored that home advantage into our odds at Tipsmodo.
Makes sense. And of course, the Haaland factor is looming large over this match. Man City's attack without him, it's just not the same. Can they really break down Tottenham's defense without that clinical finishing ability?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's something we're analyzing very closely here. We've got a ton of data on Man City's attack, and while they have other talented players, no one else on that squad can consistently find the back of the net like Haaland. Omar Marmoush, he's a decent option, especially after that hat-trick against Newcastle.
Right.
But filling Haaland's shoes, that's a tall order for anyone.
It is. And then you've got the psychological aspect, too. Tottenham's already beaten Man City twice this season. You got to think that's going to be playing on the minds of Guardiola's men.
Oh, absolutely. It adds this extra layer of pressure. They're going to have to overcome that mental hurdle. Plus, don't forget the historical significance for Tottenham. They've already beaten Manchester United 3 times this season. Now they have a chance to do the same against Man City. A Manchester double treble. That would be a truly remarkable achievement.
It would be incredible. And when we look at the broader tactical picture here, it gets even more interesting. Tottenham, under Postecoglou, they've embraced this really attacking possession-based style. They press high, win the ball back quickly, and it's all about those rapid passing movements to create chances.
It's beautiful to watch when it works, but that style can also leave them vulnerable on the counterattack. And that's where Man City might have an edge, even without Haaland. You got players like Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva. They're all capable of unlocking defenses with their creativity and precision. It'll be a real tactical chess match, that's for sure.
So we've got a potential tactical battle brewing, but I'm curious about some of the key individual matchups that could really swing the momentum of this match. What are you keeping an eye on?
Well, the midfield battle is going to be crucial, specifically Pierre-Emile Højbjerg versus Kevin De Bruyne. That's one we're really interested in. Højbjerg, he's like the engine for Tottenham, tireless, great at breaking up plays, winning the ball back. But De Bruyne, he's a masterclass in midfield control. His vision, his passing range, his ability to just create something out of nothing makes him incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, if Højbjerg can contain De Bruyne, it'll go a long way in helping Tottenham control the pace of the game.
Yeah.
But that's no easy task.
Yeah, no, it's not. Another matchup to watch is whoever leads the line for Man City against Christian Romero. He's a tough, uncompromising defender. He'll need to be at his best to neutralize the threat of Marmoush or whoever Guardiola decides to start up front.
And speaking of things that could be decisive, we can't forget about set pieces. Both teams have players who can deliver those dangerous balls into the box, and they've got players who are threats in the air. Set pieces could easily be the difference maker in a tight match like this.
Couldn't agree more. And for those of you placing bets, this is where those detailed stats come in handy. At Tipsmodo, we've got you covered. We break down set-piece effectiveness, goal-scoring trends, and all sorts of other crucial data points to help you make informed decisions.
We've crunched the numbers, analyzed the trends, and we're confident that our expert tips can give you a real advantage. Don't forget, we offer the best odds, exclusive promotions, and a whole lot more.
We're all about maximizing your Premier League betting experience.
All right, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about potential scenarios for this match. What happens if Tottenham wins? What does that mean for both teams?
Well, a win for Tottenham would be huge. Not only would it secure a historic victory, but it would also really solidify their position in the top half of the table. It'd be a statement win, for sure. A real sign that they're a force to be reckoned with this season.
Big implications there. And what about if Man City pulls it off?
Well, a win for them would be a massive boost, no doubt. Show that they can overcome adversity, stay in that fight for a top four finish, even without their star striker. We've seen Guardiola pull off tactical masterclasses before, and this could be another one for the
Oh,
books.
for sure. Would show their depth, too. And of course, we can't rule out a draw.
Right, a draw. It wouldn't be the end of the world for either side. Tottenham would keep that unbeaten streak going, and Man City, well, at least they wouldn't be slipping further down the table. It's all still to play for, really. And that's why we're here at Tipsmodo to help you navigate all the possibilities.
Exactly. We've analyzed all these scenarios, factored them into our odds. You can bet with confidence, knowing you've got the best insights at your fingertips. But at the end of the day, gotta remember, football, well, it's unpredictable. That's the beauty of it. We can analyze all we want, but it's what happens on that pitch that really matters.
That's what keeps us on the edge of our seats. But hey, with Tips Moto, you can make those exciting moments even more rewarding. We give you the tools, the knowledge, the confidence to make smarter bets. We're talking in-depth analysis, up-to-the-minute odds, exclusive promotions, and a whole team of experts who live and breathe football.
That's us. We're passionate about this beautiful game, and we're dedicated to making your Premier League betting experience the best it can be. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Tipsmodo is your go-to. Visit www.tipsmodo.keiko.ke. Join our community of football fanatics. You won't regret it.
We're all about making smart bets, having fun, and enjoying the thrill of the Premier League. And of course, always remember to bet responsibly.
Absolutely. Bet responsibly. Good luck with your bets this weekend.